Than dismiss, you villainize that person. Like, oh,
Mm.
you're bad. I hate you. I should avoid you. I shouldn't be anything like you. I'm better than you. I'm going to avoid you like the plague. I'm going to walk in 180 degrees other direction. I'll avoid it to the point of staying stuck in my life for a decade just so I don't have to be like you. And the villain's like, we got to face this because you're wasting time. You
That
wouldn't
about
have
makes
the
sense.
capacity to, you wouldn't even notice it. Imagine all the people
Right.
you walk down the street in a day. They got a million things going on, but you only notice that one little thing. Oh, that person looks weak. I don't like weak people. The only reason you have the capacity to judge them is because you have this infrastructure in your psyche to judge yourself. Now, the flip side of this is what good mythology should point to at the end of the story is that shadow work gives you the capacity to forgive. Damn, I've been whole time it's my fault. Okay. I forgive you and myself. All right, let's keep it pushing.
Can I chime in there?
Please do.
So, not to dive into my own shit, but
We're all doing it.
I've been on this shadow work journey for a while, even before signing up for this class.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you one of the greatest things of really sort of embracing the villain. And I know I've discussed this before because I play a lot of villains as an actor.
Yeah.
So it's really being able to accept the consequences of what you need and want, which oftentimes
Mm.
go against the urge to become a people pleaser and need to fit in and need validation and reward. So when you can get to a place where you can divorce yourself from all of those externals and you can find the difference between being seen as good and being felt as necessary, then you're really beginning to work on self,
Yes.
true self, and not the necessarily the person you want to even cop to being,
Right.
but the one that
Necessary only.
is yes, and is growing sloppily, ugly, maybe in selfish ways or foolish ways, but honest ways. But you have to be able to sit in the loneliness and the solitude and what feels like punishment, honestly, to get through all of the other conditioning that has been put on you and that you've put on yourself through your whole lifetime.
And thank you. That we all felt that. That was a word. Thank you, Bo.
Mhm.
And it's yes, and it's the as many of you've named, the thing that you're afraid to leave once you look at it and can see it. It's an old story, and it's not your story. It's someone else's. It's your mom's. It's your dad's. It's the racist people around you, whatever it is. It's not your story. Your story is on chapter 4, and you're not there yet. And that what Bo said beautifully, stunningly, thank you, just from left field, is that that's the purpose. That you graduate, you realize this is what I mean when I say art is not a vocation, it is a tradition. That's what Bo was talking about. You become necessary. You become part of the technology. Whoever I am is going to be used so that someone else can feel loved and seen. Here I am flawed. That and they see you and they're like, man, I can be flawed. Does not happen without your vulnerability, without your surrender, without your willingness to go from being important in the common world and necessary in the supernatural world. I hear what
Whoa.
you're saying. I think that what mythology is here to remind us of is do not forget. This is my random ass candle. Do not forget in that thing that we have to do. I'm doing it for me. Do not forget. Do not forget what's on this on the cave paintings and the sacred texts. That a human being goes through something that if you want to get it done, you can't do not forget about not that you're like, I'm here to help people, but I'm saying, let me give you a personal example. uh, doing any of this content, making the videos, finding the words for the video when I don't want to practice my material. It's not just like it's not like I'm like some little kid, like I want to change the world. That's not the level. But like it's back what Louise, that poet, said. How do I find what word matches one word to another? How do I get my ass out of bed? Despite the grief, the depression, the disbelief in myself, the doubt, there is something that motivates me more, even though I know I want to do this for myself. I know that. But there is something almost technological, physiological, as if we're designed to support each other as a species, that helps me get that job done, that helps me tap into Bo's ravenousness. When I think about other people, man, if I can just imagine myself being this beast on the stage, going and learning. I need to learn the music in such a way because I know that if I do, someone's going to feel the edge of the blade of my gift and they need that feeling up against their neck. But for me, that works a little bit more than I really want to do it. And so the purpose of this class, all that stuff is real, is to remind you not to forget your audience in your process because it helps. I hear what you're saying. Selfish. I mean, again, it comes from this thing. For me, it's like I really want you guys to really try for 30 seconds not to be so hard on your fucking selves. I would really love that. Are you being selfish or are you being animated by technology? You were given an interest, you were given a love, a passion that you call talent, and you're given all the stories and experiences that make that talent come alive. I have all these experiences with my mom, and now by God's grace, I can write. You call that selfish for some reason versus just design. It's a call and response. Your need to be seen, fitting in beautifully with the artist's need to be heard, or with the audience's need to be heard. It's a call and response. So again, are we quibbling? Oh, I'm selfish. Is it maybe the words don't matter so much, but as long as you guys can please suspend, like, oh, I'm selfish. Am I selfish? Well, maybe I'm doing it for me, and maybe that's not right. Or maybe God created you, gave you this concentrated bit of godliness, and it's your responsibility to be a steward of it and to take it so seriously so that someone else can benefit from it. And maybe your focus in the short term is just locking in on yourself and stop people pleasing and let yourself get walked on enough to take your art seriously for a second. The other point is that you can feel the purpose, but you really don't know if people receive are going to like you or understand the high vision of your art. And that's not up for you to decide. No, it's bigger shit. So, do I think there's anything wrong with focusing on yourself, taking yourself so seriously that you get the job done? I wouldn't call that selfishness. I would call that stewardship for sure. We don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just suspend for a second the desire to just to say that, oh, there's something wrong with me. No, you're a steward. Look, an opera singer has to be an absolute cunt of a diva to do that job. Nobody on earth wants to be on stage for 4 hours with no microphones facing. You have to be insane to face that type of pressure and to practice them the way that we do with a 50-pound costume, singing in a foreign language, foreign archaic language, screaming like you're wailing like a lion who just watched her child cub get shot. That's what it feels like when you sing at that level. Ah, it's awful. You have to be insane. Stewardship. Maturity is what I call it. I am taking seriously my role in this whole ass thing. And I think Bo's point is incredibly important that I'm disentangle that idea of understanding my role, my place, away from like, yeah, like I want to save the world. Now, the other thing about me is that I actually do give a fuck about y'all. Favorite advice that I like to give all artists when they ask a question. In order to begin. How to find myself standing on 2 feet inside of the scariest shit I've ever done is your question. Do something scary and stand up. That's all it is. And there's something else magical about art where you don't have to, you're not at the opposite end of me. That's what this is saying. I'm terrified. I'm frightened just like you. So So what's the difference between us? Nothing. When I say I can't stand performing, except when I'm so locked in this character, like, and I need a heavy ass character in order to even overcome something. Is how insane I am. But there's something about art where it's like, okay, I really admire it in Vanessa. I love basketball. I really admire it in Kobe Bryant. But there's something about the way art works in its grace where it's like, okay, I'm asking for something crazy. Then all I have to do is identify the next craziest thing in my little world, according to my path. And I'm asking for opera singer level boot shakery or whatever you want from your life, from your experience. You will get it no matter what the next thing is, you'll get it. I promise you. Now, we're adults here. How many consecutive minutes have you been proud of yourself? How many? I'm really proud of myself. How long does that last? You know, it happens, it comes. How long does it last? I mean, in my lifetime, not more than 24 hours total out of 38 lived years. And that's the grace. Oh my God, I'll never get. Oh, okay. The objective of life is to be defeated by greater and greater things. Mac has a really good point, and I also would like to say, and you take this how you will, horseshit. This thing, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know, and all this, and I haven't, and I don't, and I wish one day I could get there, and I'm on the opposite scale. With love in my heart, I believe that there is a version of you who knows exactly how talented you are and what your capacity is, and that it's supernatural, and that you don't know how you got it, and you know that the way other people do it is wrong and slow and remedial, and that you know that about yourself. I believe that you do. Maybe it's a little nervous and there's money that hangs on the line because the bills were paid and shit like that and people have been mean and things like that. Yes, of course all that's real. I'm not saying you're lying or making it up, but I believe that there is a version of you that knows exactly what the fuck that you're made of. And that's what's terrifying is that it don't make any goddamn sense and you have nothing to show for yourself yet. But there is a part of you, and that's why you're still here. That's why everybody who takes this class is in this class. Because by some crook, by some definition, by some teacher that's a pedophile, or some version of themselves, or their moms, according to whatever version of their story, they don't have anything to show for themselves. But something inside them says, well, hold on a second. Now, wait a minute. That's not true. I remember being in fucking fetal position as a grown ass woman about this singing shit, being like, and my best friend was like, just don't stop. Because everyone else is lying and faking it. But there is a version of your talent that you know that exists, and it's specific. And it don't look like nothing else that nobody's doing. It doesn't look like anything, but it's just something that's been haunting you since you were a child, this aspect of you. God, it's just the way that it's something about how I tend to, oh, and nobody has given me a shot yet. Oh, it would be easier if they did. They haven't yet, though. And I do not buy in you, Savannah, that you even really believe that there's all this distance. And in fact, I believe that you know, at least maybe it's not 100% of you. Maybe it's just 1%, depending on the day. 1% of you does know, man, I got something in me, bro. That goes for all of you. I got something in me, to be honest. Oh, I wish I could get rich immediately. That would make it easier. I can't, though. But you know. Am I wrong? No, I really have no idea. I really don't think I got it. Nope, not me. One day, hopefully, I'll discover. What was Bo talking about? Man, I just want to fucking rip it about men. I want to just fucking. Yeah, everybody has that. Am I lying, Savannah? Can we put that down? No, if you want to talk about your no. It's one thing I think to feel that you have that capacity and then for it to scare the shit out of you and you don't know what the fuck to do with it. And oh my God, there are some gaps, some deficits. But I think that what it requires is to be honest, just like Bo was showing us. Let me be honest about where I am in that the nuance. But to land, to default on, I don't know what I'm doing. Pick a new line, girl. Pick a different brand. You can. I'm extremely gifted and it's tedious for me in this density. Try that one. I'm on to something that's at the cutting edge, and it really does require some testing. And I don't have the resources right now. Amen. Am I wrong? Did that work for anyone? Go ahead again. Who's next?